If we look at the filters for this table, you can scroll down and see that one of the filters, or one of the columns in this table is called year. So I want to be able to use a filter to only limit production data from certain years. To use filters, you have to specify the values from an existing column in a table that's already in your analysis, and it can't be from the table that you're loading on demand, since that data hasn't been loaded into the analysis. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to quickly create a table in Excel and then copy and paste that data into Spotfire. I'm going to create a new column called year, and my data table has data from the years 2000 to 2013. So we create this very simple table with one column. We'll add a new data table into Spotfire by clicking this button in the top left, which is the Add Data Table button. And on the drop-down, we'll select Clipboard. So here's the table I just created in Excel. Click OK, and we're going to rename this to the Year Table. And click OK. Okay, so now we have this new data table that we just added called Year, and we can use this as a filter on our data on demand. So click Edit, Data Table Properties, and we're going to limit the data from the production table. So click the production table and the list of data tables. And down here where it says type of data, it says it's imported. So we're going to click Settings. And you can see that this is our table that's loaded data on demand. And we want to use the year now to filter the data. So search for year in the box, select it, and then click Find Input. And now that we have a second data table added, we get these two extra options in the drop-down. One is values from column and range from column. So we're going to use values from column, and the settings are going to come from the data table, which is the year table. This is the one we just created. And the column is year, since it's the only column. So we want to limit this data based on filtering. So click the drop-down and click Filtering Scheme. And then uncheck the spot for marked rows. Then click OK. Then click OK. So I'm going to insert a line chart just to show the data a little more clearly. So on this axis, I'm going to change it from month to year. And we're going to show the gas production. So this set of data has gas production data from 2009 to 2013. So if we reorganize these filters a little bit, we can show you how to use the filter to limit the data that we're actually pulling. So right click anywhere in the filtering panel and select Organize Filters. And I'm just going to hide all of these because most of them aren't relevant. So in my production table, I'm going to check that box to make it visible. And then I'm going to select year. And then on the year table, I'm also going to select year. And I'm going to change these filter types to list box filters to make it easier to see the individual values. So on the year table, this is the one that we created in Excel. We've got values from 2000 to 2013. And on the production table, so this is the data that we're pulling from the SQL server, we've got data from 2009 to 2013. However, if I'm only interested in data from 2012 and 2013, I can use this filter from the year table to limit the data that we're pulling. So right now the production data table is selected, and we still have these 54,996 rows that we originally started with. However, once I select 2012 and 2013, we can see that this little refresh button appears on our production table. And if I click that, this will resend the query back to the database based on the year filter of 2012 and 2013. So I'm going to click that box, and it's going to re-query the data based on our filter. Okay, so after that runs, we see that now that our data table only has 17,616 rows. And if you look in the filter for the production table, we only see these two values, 2012 and 2013. So that's it. We were able to create a new data table and use that as a filter to only load 17,000 of the original 8+ million rows that started in our database. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments of this blog. Thank you very much.